I think both of us, what we had uniquely in common is we wanted to learn who's this other person. And if other people are talking about them, there must be something special. So let me learn and understand.
Well, and I think part of what we love teaching people that we're so aligned in is that if you understand what you have to offer and contribute to this world, there is no competition and you just get to play and collaborate and show up as yourself. No one is a threat.
So what brought together Sinclair and Natalie Jill? What brought us together to both want to start a sales podcast? We thought we better share that first before we dive in with you, because we plan to get to know you a lot better and you're going to get to know us a lot better on the journey, all with the vested interest of we want to help entrepreneurs, founders, business owners, and CEOs really up-level their audience attraction, up-level their sales through integrity-based, high impactful selling. So want to let you know a little bit about us and why we even decided to join forces. So Sinclair, I'm going to start with you. Like, what made you say yes to joining forces with me here?
Well, it's one of those funny things where like the universe has an idea first and it just kept bringing us together. Like, hey, you guys, you should bump into each other. You should meet, you should do stuff, you should do stuff. And I think we finally gave in and said yes.
So what's interesting is I was asked to speak on sales and a number of things, and I kept hearing your name. We're working with Sinclair. We're working with Sinclair. We learned this from Sinclair. I'm like, who's Sinclair? So, it's natural tendency, I think, in entrepreneur world that we want to get competitive with each other. Like, well, I can one up her. I can do something better. But I think both of us, what we had uniquely in common is we wanted to learn who's this other person. And if other people are talking about them, there must be something special. So let me learn and understand.
Well, and I think part of what we love teaching people that we're so aligned in is that if you understand what you have to offer and contribute to this world, there is no competition and you just get to play and collaborate and show up as yourself. No one is a threat. So it was really fun to have people keep saying to me, you have got to talk to Natalie Jill. You've got to meet her. She's amazing. Oh my God, she's done all these things. I'm like, cool. Yeah, let's do it.
So I'm about to tell you about Sinclair and she'll tell you about me because we decided telling you about ourselves feels funny. So I decided I will tell you about Sinclair. She'll tell you about me. But what I wanted you to know is what I loved about Sinclair so much is I loved our synergy and that we had such a similar outcome on why sales. And we had such a similar approach. You see, some people look at sales as this cheesy, scary, I don't want to go there thing, but both of us really looked at it as problem solving and we really enjoyed it. And we had this love for sales when done the right way, when done through integrity, it truly could make an impact and help people. Now, you, our listeners, we know, because we know what's going on in the world right now, you've asked us separately together. You've asked for help navigating this, especially in the current economic climate. I mean, you wanted an approach filled with integrity that would be simple to implement and very impactful. And so it truly made sense for the two of us to team up. And we have so much to share with you, And that's why we decided to start this joint podcast together for you.
Yeah, I think it's so fun because we have watched independently along our journey in entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs struggle and business owners and founders and even CEOs of Fortune 500 companies that we coach now make more work for themselves, put the sale further down the road in a customer lifecycle journey, be expending too much energy in too many directions and not giving yourself permission to just witness and be authentic and be there with your customer or client and help them step over the threshold into the next chapter of what they really want. And that's all that sales is. And you and I are so aligned with that.
Now, what's interesting, if you were to Google Sinclair or myself, you would see pretty big brands. I mean, you would see a brand out there that's established. We've got programs, we've got books, we got all the things out there. And what you might assume is they've got the team or they had the finances or they had this. But what you don't know is the reason we both built our brands the way that we did, the reason we were able to do that is our knowledge of sales. It's truly the underlying core thing that built both of our businesses. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Sinclair, because when you do Google her, which you may, you're going to see a lot of this, but I want you to understand that everything I share, she built through her knowledge of sales. So what you may not know about her is she's an award-winning expert on resolving chronic health issues. She teaches 1.3 million people a year, a lot of people a year, how to take back control of their health. She's been so inspiring to watch. My gosh, she's demystified the root causes behind chronic illnesses. She's brought people together in a movement to heal themselves with students in over 50 countries. I mean, she's one of the most popular podcast hosts she hosts Your Health Reset, which is a different podcast, which is just incredible. But she's been teaching health and wellness entrepreneurs how to grow their brands and share their vision since 2010. And her students have brought in over $22 million in sales. Yep, I said it correctly. They brought in over $22 million in sales. And she used her messenger method to rebuild her business after she herself healed from chronic illness. And she's now taught it to thousands of people who use it to build their own dream business. Her clients, I'm just going to brag on her for a little bit. They include CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, pro athlete brands, best-selling authors who want to turn their message into a movement. And she teaches them how to use their gifts to build an empire, truly. So she's a big believer that integrity and service is what changes people's lives, as my belief there. So it comes no surprise that her methods and techniques are so compatible with mine. So you've been asking for us for greater access to both of us, and this was our way to do it.
I'm so excited because we're so aligned in this stuff. Like what you guys may or may not know about Natalie Jill, because she is actually pretty shy and on the down low about just what a big wig she is. She is a fat loss and fitness space expert, but she is even more than that. Like she's a fat loss expert who helps women reignite, redefine, and rebrand what aging has to mean. And she is such a passionate advocate for this. She's so inspiring to watch. She's in her 50s herself. I've watched her continue to impact and change conversations around age, potential, and possibility. She's truly a visionary on this. It's just been amazing to watch her grow her brand over the last decade. Like I've watched her attract and help over 255,000 women navigate hormone shifts, changing metabolism, body pain, and take back control. And in the process, she's created a globally recognized brand with well over 3 million social media followers worldwide. Like her social media game is on point, guys. And she is not a millennial. She's not Gen Z. She's doing it her own way. And she is thrilling to watch. She has 2 worldwide best-selling books, recognition from Forbes and The Greatest, several years running as one of the top health and wellness influencers in the world. She's phenomenal. When I got to know Natalie, it all made sense because I learned that sales was actually in her background. And I would even venture to say it's in her blood. She came from the corporate world where she was a sales director as well as a highly successful sales trainer. And she figured out how to translate those skill sets into leading her own dream and inspiring an entire movement around her. And now she teaches others to do the same. So it's such a joy to do this with you, Natalie.
My gosh, after that intro, Sinclair, I think I need to bring you with me everywhere just to build me up because that felt really good.
Can I be your hype woman?
I'm getting a little embarrassed there. But yes. But that's about all you're going to hear about us because we really want to make this about you. We're super excited to start this podcast together to truly give back and be able to have a way to teach you what we know about sales in bite-sized chunks. It's going to truly help you level up to attract your ideal customer, to help grow your brand, to help solve problems for more people, and ultimately make an incredible impact in this world.
Yeah. And what you will learn along the way is that we are straight talkers. We will tell you where we fell down and where we got up and how we get to bounce back every single time from life's challenges because we had sales skill sets and we could do it on our own terms because we had sales skill sets and we could shift with the marketplace, which sometimes has dramatic shifts because we had sales skill sets. And we're going to teach you how to do the same.